This video is like what I wish someone had made before I purchased a folding device. You've seen the other reviews, you know about the cameras, you know about the screens and the specs and all of that, but none of that tells you should you get a foldable or not. It has been a year since the Pixel Fold came out, so I thought I should share with you what's it like to use a foldable phone and why you should go foldable or not foldable. You already can find a million different reviews about how the camera works and how the specs are. That doesn't really matter. That is what it is. The first thing we can address is price. A lot of people say, oh, it's too expensive.
Okay, it's $500, you have no choice of carrier, the battery can't hold a charge, and the reception isn't very—
Shut up and take my money!
If you're gonna buy a phone, is there a limit? I don't know. But it doesn't matter. The price is the price. If you have $1 billion in your bank account, does it matter that the phone is like $2,000? Do you care? So saying to people that you should not buy an expensive phone, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know. Anyway, put down on the comments what you think about that. Because some people get really angry at the price of phones. And I get it, they're expensive. But on the other hand, you use them 24 hours a day.
Goes till 6 p.m. That's day 2. And then the next day is 6 p.m. to midnight. What I've done now is I have changed and manipulated time. I now get 21 days a week.
You keep them on your person the whole time, so shouldn't you get the best that you can? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I digress. So it's not a regular review. I just want to show you basically what I found are the difference between a regular phone and a foldable phone, so that you can make up your mind if it's worth it or not, because it might not be worth it for you to have a foldable phone. The reason why I went with a foldable phone, it's not because I wanted foldable. I really didn't. If you want a good phone, this is not one. This is just a placeholder for the size. Phones have gotten huge. This is an old Note, and this thing is huge. My wife's Pixel 8 Pro, it's even bigger than this. Why? And the problem is, if you want a small phone, there are no good, top of the line small phones. They're all huge, and I don't get it. I wanted a smaller one. So, and another thing that I do not want is bloatware. Samsung's and Open, what's that? OnePlus Open and, all of those Motorola and whatever, they all come pre-filled with a bunch of bloatware and apps and crap that I do not want. So I want the Pixel experience, or the raw Android feeling on my phone. So that being said, I got myself a Pixel Fold. Here it is. You can see it's quite small. The form factor, you have heard of it a million times. The form factor is amazing. I heard that Google is ditching the form factor for a candy bar style. I really hope they don't. If they do, well, I just keep using this one, and when it breaks, I'll buy another used one of this one because I love it so much. The reason why I like it so much, and let's touch on the durability of the phone. We've all seen that Samsung's, they start breaking on the seam. Here in the middle, they start breaking and shattering. I think the biggest reason that happens is because every single time you want to use your phone, you have to open it up because the front screen is not big enough to do anything. However, this form factor is different. I rarely need to open up the phone. I only open it when I really want a bigger screen. If I'm doing regular day-to-day normal things, I use the front screen. It's big enough for whatever. It's wide enough so that the screen can have a keyboard that is wide enough for me to type comfortably without any issues. If you have one of those slab, narrow screens, you can't do that. That means that the phone itself ends up being way more durable because you're not opening and closing it all the time. Well, that's my take on it. But when you need to open it, you have the possibility to do so. It's the form factor that matters. Let me show an example. I have a bunch of manuals here, like PDFs. If I open up a PDF, look how small that print is. That is, I can read it, but it's not comfortable. So what I have to do is I have to make it bigger. And then, because I need to read all the line, I go backwards and forwards. I know I could turn the phone, but yeah, it's not. Well, let me show you what happens when you open up the phone. Oh, look at that. Perfectly readable and usable. And then, if you're doing something that requires you to, I don't know, have the schematic or whatever, you can, in this case, I have a little thingy, and there you go. You can put the phone and you can look at it, and you can, the form factor is what makes it possible to have this huge screen be worth it. Because if you have a huge screen but it's not the right form factor, you're not going to be able to, use it. To use the Fold in the car, those holders that hold the phone by the side are not the best option. So I have one of these that has a MagSafe compatible magnet ring inside, and the case has magnets, has a magnet, so I can just put it into place, and yeah, and that's it, which allows me then, because I'm not holding the phone by its sides, I can then, well, it's difficult to do this one-handed, but it's still possible. I can then open it up, and I can enjoy having the map in the same screen as I have the music. Because I have to use the data, the unlimited data within the device itself, it's very useful to be able, to have a tablet, because if I'm doing navigation, I can obviously use a small phone like this, but with these holders, and I'm sorry because it's very difficult to do this one-handed, but you can imagine that I opened it and it was, kind of centered. There you go. Yeah. When I first got the phone, I would never handle it like this, with such force, but I am so used to it, and I am so at ease with the fact that it's way stronger than I thought it would be, and way more resilient. Well, yeah, I can go on the VRM portal, or it's a tablet, so you can be sailing, you can have your instruments, you can, and obviously you can have a chart plotter out here as well. But yeah, it's a big enough screen to be able to use Navionics. So I don't know if you know this, but Navionics gives you like full charts for an area for about $35 per year. For my plotter, it's $350 per year. So yeah, that's a big difference. And if you're doing sailing in the same waters that you already know and all of that, maybe you don't need to pay every year 350 something euros for the updates to the charts that you already have. You might be able just to use Navionics. It's I find it to be just as good. Yeah, go at me down in the comments. So yeah, that's another thing you can do if you have a foldable phone, and this one especially because of the aspect ratio, because pretty good. Yet another place where it is awesome to be able to use the tablet form factor, to be able to use the data within the device itself without having to take the SIM out. It's in bed. So we have one of these holders, and one just opens, there you go, again with the one-handed, one just opens it up, and there you go. You can, you know, watch Netflix or whatever you want to watch, because you have a very decent size screen. So yeah, there's that too. Also, because if you have modern chart plotters, you can use Link, and they are off right now, but I can see the chart plotter from here, so that's also cool in the case of, you know, a boat. So yeah, I can remote control the things and everything. It's nice. Anyway, I hope this has helped you. And if you have any questions about it, just ask. I'll try to answer. Hey, and if you want to help out, just watch another video. That would be awesome. I mean, another one of my videos, that's what I mean. So I can get more views, because views are important, I guess, for some reason. Well, anyway, that's it. Cheers, have fun.